Hi, welcome. In this video, I'm out here with Max, and we're going to be doing a vehicle exercise. Getting Max to go into a vehicle as a follower. Again, this sets up, he's about to go home here coming up in a couple of days. So want to do the vehicle exercise to help to kind of show and establish Max being in a vehicle as a follower. Now, I want to go over a few things here. If you're having trouble with getting a dog to travel in the vehicle, understand it is still about relationship. It's about getting a dog to be in the vehicle as a follower, and what that means in terms of how you're perceived. Okay, again, I talk about an interaction-based approach. Influence, being active. So, you know, how you're interacting is absolutely critical to establish the dog's state of mind properly, take stress off of the dog. So the setup here is, again, when you're starting this, you want to just start it off with not going anywhere. Okay, if you're just kind of starting out to establish this, you just want to kind of take your time, not be in a rush to go anywhere, and just kind of treat this as its own little exercise. With having a dog get up in the vehicle, engine running, you're just in the driveway and starting to go through and set this up to get the framework going. So I want to make that first point. Here I'm actually going to be traveling with Max, and we're going to be going to Dunkin' Donuts. As a Canadian, it's not Tim Hortons. It's I got to settle, but I've come to actually like Dunkin' Donuts a lot. So here we're going to travel to Dunkin' Donuts together, and I'm going to show the whole type of thing here with Max going with me. Now notice he's got a muzzle on, because I've noticed with Max he had an outburst here a few days ago into this, when the neighbor kind of peeked over my fence to ask me a couple questions about something unrelated to dog training. Max was very not liking that. Okay, he was had a bit of an outburst. You know, great, again, opportunity to work him, but again, even in terms of a vehicle, dogs being, you know, kind of territorial. So understand, even with the vehicle type of issue here, and that's why Max has a muzzle on, because we're going to be going with him and then pulling up to, you know, the drive-through window. You know, okay, I'm going to be very aware in terms of making sure Max is not just under control physically, but making sure I'm really working his mind by having that muzzle on to keep it safe. So again, knowing that he can be very reactive, okay, towards other people, other dogs, but we made lots of progress in that. So I don't anticipate any issues, but if there are issues, I want to be able to have you know, a muzzle on. So be aware, you do want to use at times a muzzle for a period of time as you're beginning to overcome everything. And the muzzle, like any other tool, can go away as things start to change for the better. So here, he's right here, we're ready to go. And so I'm going to be putting him in the back seat of my RAV4. But when I put him in the back, okay, also at the same time, I also have the remote collar on him, because I am going to, and even as I'm talking here, traffic's going by, notice I'm still being proactive. I'm still not just allowing gaps to happen. I'm interrupting. Okay, so this is like the moment you make contact with your dog, whether it's at the crate or whatever, you need to be dialed in. Okay, it's so important. Even as I'm talking here in the video, I'm still working Max. I'm still aware as to his state of mind. That's really, really important. So you want to be dialed in and tapping and nudging and setting everything up, because everything you do matters. So here he's got the remote collar on, so I have the ability, when he's in the back seat, to nudge him if needed. Okay, if I notice that Max is starting to express control towards, and it's going to be a problem, I can nudge him a little bit, okay, to help to kind of recalibrate his state of mind, okay, to intercept how he's connecting that way. That's really, really important. So this is where a remote collar can come in handy, because I'm going to be driving and he's going to be in the back, but I'm still going to have the leash attached. Now I'm going to put him in the back here in just a moment. You'll see me doing this. So I'm going to open the door up here. Max is really anxious to want to get in there. So here, I'm not going to let him just fly up. He's sniffing here. This is the first time he's been in the vehicle. And so right here, notice I'm just tapping. I'm getting him to calm down and relax. So the messaging here is saying that, hey, I own the vehicle. Okay, see, he's looking towards me a little bit. Okay, this is what you want. See how I have the leash, the choke chain, nudging, bring him into a state of relaxation, because at the moment I decide to get him up here I'm going to have him go up, and that's just gonna, so once he goes up in the seat, I'm immediately gonna advocate for him to go into a down. So I'm gonna have him go up, up, up. So again, he's wanting to sniff and check it out on the way up. There we go. Gonna give him a little bit of some help up. He gets up here. Immediately gonna start tapping right away. Down. I know I'm holding this camera here, so. And he's checking the seat out big time, because I've had Sadie up here, if you watch my other videos, and I've since vacuumed the seat, but he's still really intense here with smelling another dog that's been up here on the seat. So here, so right here, I'm pushing on his shoulders. And this is where, again, I'm gonna take my time. So right here, what delayed him going up was the fact that immediately he knew, and see his nose going, he knew another dog was up here on the seat. And so he's wanting to kind of check that out. And, you know, before he kind of, again, this is all, so right here, I'm gonna take his, I'm going to lift up his head here and interrupt his ability to sniff that way. Okay, I'm going to tap here a little bit, because this is about me fading in. So see he's sniffing, I'm going to tap him out of that again. I'm going to move my fingers against him to prevent that. So what I'm communicating with him is, no dog's been up here in the seat. You know what? I own that other dog. Okay, see him looking at me like a child. Okay, he's like saying, Dale is messing with me here. And in a good way, I am, because it's all about taking stress off of Max. Because like I said, if I'm in control, he doesn't have to be, but I don't want him investing that way, because that'll lead to being territorial. Okay, I own the vehicle. That's the messaging right now. I want him in the back seat, just like this, starting to calm down. Because what I'm gonna do is here in a moment, I'm gonna get to the front seat. See, I'm tapping right now. I'll get to the front seat. I'm gonna establish, keep him into a down here, and I can use the remote collar to do that if I need to, but here I'm just gonna use the leash. And I'm gonna swing the leash over to the front so I can still have connection with him. I can nudge and tap him, but I'm taking a moment here before I even shut the door. And then as I move to the front, you know, I'm gonna have the leash, and right here, I'm gonna put the leash to the front here. So as I shut this door, I can transfer over and grab the leash and still be active with tap. So I want him to know that I want him in the back seat here. I don't want him to get up. So the whole trip here, I'm gonna encourage him to be in a down position. Okay, I don't want his head popping up, and that's the thing about dogs that get up, and it's what that represents. Okay, investing, starting, so that's not a good thing to be doing. After a while, that could be fine with having him rise up. But here, I want him just to relax in a down position in the back. I'll push with my fingers here, and then I'm going to once he's somewhat settled down right now, then I can think about get him relaxed to a certain level, then I can transfer and start to make my move to the front seat. But all the time as I'm going to the front seat, it's like a laser beam. Okay, I'm going to be very focused on his movements. If he tries to come up or pop up, I'm going to be using my hand, okay, to bring him back into a down position. Okay, so right here I'm going to start to move. So he knows I'm moving here. See, I'm transferring over. Hey, so he's popped up. This is a good thing that this is down. So here I'm going to tap him down. Down. I'll tap with this. Down.